So JK's forehead got cut off back there.
Can't have that, man. He's a wonderful forehead, dude. He's playing Santa this year in a movie with The Rock.
I saw him working out.
He stayed jacked, man.
Boy, that dude, he's...
Yo, how old is J.K. Simmons, dude?
I'm not sure. We find out right now. We would use this thing called Google.
Buff Santa, dude.
He is 68 years old.
He is the buff. He was buff in flipping what is that, Dan? The music movie we saw.
Oh, Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Yeah.
He was jacked in that, man.
Yeah.
He was a music guy.
Yeah.
And then obviously, he got all swole to play Jim Gordon.
Yeah, yeah.
For like 3 scenes.
That was enough, man. There's a lot. That's his lifestyle now.
It's just swole.
Now he's hanging out with The Rock.
Gotta stay big, man.
I mean,
better get
awesome.
You better get a jacked Santa.
Super excited about that.
Yes, Santa does not come down the chimney all squeezing in there. No, he is just ripping down the front door. Keep that very simple.
Do we have a name for that movie?
Red One.
Red One. Okay, here we go. Jeez, dude, he's crazy looking.
Yeah.
And he's got the big beard. And he's just shredded, dude.
I'm telling you, man.
He is shredded.
JK. Beast.
So is the Rock like training him or something?
I have absolutely no clue, man, but I'm really afraid for Tom Holland in the next Spider-Man movie because instead of J. Jonah Jameson like yelling at him, he's just gonna punch him. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna punch him.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, he looks fantastic, man. That's awesome.
I'm happy that this guy is still doing it at a very high level, man. That was probably the best buy ever. That picture.
So anybody who hasn't seen the YouTube, there's a portrait of J.K. Simmons over my shoulder here.
Yeah. Just
inspiration.
Stoic.
Inspiration to us all.
Inspiration to everybody. He's one of the greatest actors of everybody's generation.
Yeah.
Because he's 70, so he's not really in our generation, but we still love him.
He's been in everything we've seen.
In everything we've seen, man.
We did like a half a season with him in every movie.
We did.
It was so good.
We loved him so much. That was awesome, man.
Yeah,
that was awesome,
times,
brother.
Good times.
How's your week going?
All right. Whole Monday.
Yeah.
Just normal stuff, man. Normal work day. Nothing to brag about today.
Yeah. Except this is our Oscars, man.
This is
like our Golden Globes right here. This is our Emmys right here, man.
I feel a little underdressed today.
I mean,
I did not get the office memo that it was tie day.
You didn't get that in Slack?
I didn't.
You didn't get that Slack message?
No, I didn't.
I told our intern to send it.
Oh, yeah, he did not do that.
Damn it, Kyle. All right, well, I got to fire Kyle now.
So, yeah. I appreciate the jacket.
But you look fly, though.
Is that a blazer or is that just a coat?
So it is a suit jacket.
Suit jacket, okay.
Yeah, so it's part of a suit, but I decided to just wear the top and to wear different bottoms, you know what I mean?
I don't know if you have bottoms on or not right now.
I mean, I could just be out here in some Hanes, some Fruit of the Looms.
Business up top, party at the bottom.
always a party at the bottom. So,
yeah, pretty awesome.
All right, man, let's go ahead and jump into this pod. This is going to be a pretty long pod.
Oh, boy.
It's not going to be long, guys. We're just messing with you. Yeah. But it's really exciting, guys. This is our year-end review. Any words before we hop in, brother?
Nah. I think we'll get through everything as we go through this pod.
Let's just get it.
Yeah.
Welcome to this week's episode of Movie in a Pod. I am Clyde Smith.
And I am Javier Villalobos.
Team, on this week's episode, we're discussing 2022's year in review for all things cinema. All right, brother. So let's go ahead and do this, man. Let me tell the people of the pod world, in the YouTube world, and anything else they're listening on.
Okay.
How this is going to work out.
All right.
So most people just do their top 10 favorite movies of the year.
Mhm.
A lot of podcasters, a lot of YouTubers. We're going to do it a little different, man. We're going to tackle our 5 least favorite worst movies of 2022.
Right.
That's how we're going to start. You were going to alternate one by one.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't need to be in any particular order. These are just the movies that we disliked 2022, man.
Yeah, just wasn't up there in our favorites category by any means whatsoever.
Yes, sir. Let's start out with one of yours, man.
All right. I'm going to have to go with kind of I won't say it's a worst movie, but it's one of my least favorites of the year. Did you see The Bubble? Did you ever watch The Bubble?
I did not.
It was basically a movie about a movie that was going on during
I did watch that movie.
During the COVID protocols.
Yes.
Yeah. That was not a very good watch.
It was hyped up to be a really good
Yeah.
Netflix watch.
Yeah, that's why I watched
not.
it. I thought it was going to be pretty fantastic, but it was a big letdown.
It was really weird.
Super weird.
And then when the fingers got shot off or whatever, it was like, what are we watching now?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was just going to be a goofy, funny movie.
Judd Apatow, classic.
Let's make
type movie.
make fun of kind of what's going on and the make light of the situation, I guess. But yeah, it did not do that very well for me. So yeah, that's one of mine. What about you?
Jackass Forever.
I feel like I watched it, but they all kind of run together at this point.
And that's literally my note, man. I've never liked any of these movies, but
yeah,
because it was like the end of the Knoxville and the OG's era, right? I figured I would check it out and see all right, maybe there's going to be some big magnum opus type thing. No, it's just the same dumbass things that they've been doing forever.
Now, I was a fan of the TV show, but I think once they got into the movie, the movie phase of it, they were just allowed to do whatever.
Exactly.
And it just went too far for me a lot of times on the movie sets.
Yeah, it was just a lot of, I just don't like that type of humor, man.
Yeah.
And for some reason, somebody was in my head was just like, dude, this is going to be the good one. Give it a watch. And I watched it on the couch. So it was on Paramount Plus or something. So, and I was like, nope, not good.
I back you up on that one.
What's up next for you, brother?
Hocus Pocus 2.
Come on, yeah.
Hocus Pocus 2 just didn't hit the way we wanted it to. For me, the a lot of that was, I guess, the being held back from how they did in the original one.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, okay, we're going to blow these witches up.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's get it done.
Let's get it done.
And this one was just had that real kid glove handles, which makes sense, but at the same time, for me, it wasn't
for the timing, right?
Yeah,
In the 90s, we can say, we can definitely try to destroy these witches and everything.
Yeah.
But this one was a little
Yeah,
different,
we need to change their hearts.
Yes. That's important.
Yeah.
And then it was just overhyped, I think.
Yeah, and I think the aftermath of that was people still wanted to like it so much, even though I'm pretty sure a lot of people that said that they loved it really. Yeah. They may have had kids, which was a whole different type of viewing of these movies. So.
Now, what I would have enjoyed was a full prequel movie, because when they were younger sisters, I think that opening scene was good.
Yeah,
but then once we got to this time and then they appeared, it was just not a fan.
Okay. That'd been pretty sweet, yeah.
All right. Moving right along here, man. I love the director. I hate the movie. Moonfall.
That's on mine, too.
Moonfall, man. I love Roland Emmerich. I mean, he's the guy who brought us Independence Day, The Day After Tomorrow, even 2012, man.
Yeah.
But this pile of trash was another level of horrible films, man.
Yeah, and it sucks because there was so much big structures about it that could have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it just fell short. Even with your boy Michael Pena in there.
Michael Pena, he held his own.
He did his thing, but yeah, it just kind of fell apart.
The story was just like, where are we going?
Yeah, and super inconsistent.
Yes.
Felt like
are we a family story?
Yeah.
Are we a science fiction? This has been, the moon is a construct that's actually not the moon. Are we, is it the moon fighting these other beings?
Right.
Is it a disaster movie? Like, it's so many different things, man. It's just like, you have like 7 different things. Let's squeeze it in a little bit and bring it in like Independence Day did.
Yeah.
And you actually have a great film, man. So, yeah, Moonfall is just not my cup of tea.
Yep. Same.
Talk to me, brother.
Oh, well, since we agreed on that one, there's only one left for me.
Oh, gosh.
Out of my 5.
Oh, gosh.
No, actually, though, there is 2 left. I'm sorry. My math was not good.
Nah, it's all good.
We're not good with math around here sometimes. So one that kind of let me down, I felt like, was Halloween Ends.
Ooh.
I think that one kind of let me down. Not saying it was like I said, I'm talking about my least favorite out of everything. I don't know. It's been so long, like, getting to this point in the movies, it was almost like pointless to end the movies. Like, to conclude the story just felt like it just was unnecessary. Like, we know the guy can't die.
So just Halloween Kills. Yeah.
I mean, but let it roll kind of thing. Like, it was like let's clean this up after all these different movies where this dude just keeps coming back, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't the way that ended. Just wasn't
the entire movie was trash up until when Michael and her were fighting at the end.
That was fun.
That from there on, I was like, okay, I can rock with this.
Yeah.
Like, this is a movie that I enjoy now.
Yeah.
But everything up until that point, everything like before that was like, I can do it out.
We kind of,
we could have been 45 minutes.
Yeah, we lost sight of Michael for the first good chunk of the movie.
Exactly.
So.
I don't care about this kid.
Yeah. Yeah, so Michael Myers, love that, but the movie itself I didn't find very appealing for like a second watch.
Oh, yeah. Staying on the track of horror slasher movies, really upset about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, man. Did you watch that on Netflix?
I never watched it.
I don't even know what this movie was about, man. It was like a horror movie for like Gen Zers. And why were they in this small Texas town to begin with? I still don't know why.
So did you see the old one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And all that makes sense.
So I hadn't seen the new one, so I'm not quite sure what you mean.
It doesn't matter because
but
it's literally for, you know how Hocus Pocus 2 was for like the kids and not us?
Yeah.
This Texas Chainsaw Massacre was for the young, like 18, 19 Gen Zers straight out of college and not us, man. And the fact that they were there and stuck there is just like, come on, man. This is ridiculous.
And there was really no reason for it?
No rhyme or reason. You know, they were trying to gentrify a small Texas town that's like racist and stuff. So all these Gen Zers is trying to. It's just like, really.
Yeah, I got you.
And you come in with no backup.
And that one's already been remade a couple times.
This was supposed to be a spiritual sequel to the original, and not worry about any of the other ones. So like the one with Jessica Biel, no. The 3D one, no. It was supposed to be a spiritual sequel, but
it just didn't
fell short.
Yeah.
Fell short there.
Yeah, I didn't get to catch that one, man.
So you said you had Moonfall on your list. So you have one more left.
I got
right?
one more left.
Okay. Before you get to the one more, let me tell you about this one.
All right.
And I don't think this is this is definitely not.
This is the one in the bucket.
Not the one in the bucket, guys.
Okay.
We used a Shady Rays box.
Yeah.
and we said which was our worst movie of 2022.
Yeah.
We both wrote it down, so we'll talk about it in a second. But let me talk about this first. Morbius, man. Morbius, so much potential.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know for me if that fell into this 5, but
it was on your even crappier list.
Well, it didn't fall into these 5 for me. I mean, it was
you.
As a whole for me. That movie was interesting in its own thing.
Yeah,
but it never really brought a good story.
Never really brought a good story. The only good side of Morbius was just like Matt Smith, man. He was fun the entire movie. He said, I'm going to lean into the campiness. I'm going to lean into the fun and just do my thing. But, like, I don't know, man. Jared Leto just doesn't do it for me in anything. So
that's one of those ones where it probably could have been so much better with just a little bit more attention to that character.
Here's the thing that Sony does, man, and they did it with Spider-Man 3. They did it with The Amazing Spider-Man 2. They do it with any big budget movie. Somebody wants to just take the reins and be like, studio execs who have never made movies before in their life, or never watched a comic book, was like, you need to do this, you don't need to do that, take that out, put that in, do that. And this just like ruins the movie. Yeah. Do you think that Sam Raimi wanted Venom in Spider-Man 3? No. Do you think he wanted to do a retcon of how Uncle Ben actually died? No, the studio wanted that, man, and they ruined everything. So I blame it on the studio, but it was a heaping pile of dog, you know.
Yeah, I definitely think it had some potential if it would have been handled a little differently.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, man. Number 1.
So our number 1, this is supposed to be both of our number 1s in that box?
Both of our number 1s in the box here.
All right.
JV, I got yours. You got mine. This says CDS. Yeah. This says JV. I'm going to give you this one. Put the box away. Let's open it up. We both know what it says. Yeah. It's damn Pinocchio.
Yeah, it's definitely Pinocchio.
It's the damn Robert Zemeckis Pinocchio.
I didn't spell it right, I don't think.
You did not spell it right.
I think I left a C out. That's fine.
You did. It's all good,
it's
though.
All right. So, yeah.
This was the worst movie that I watched, man.
Yeah. Super creepy movie. I don't know why.
We're not even talking about the Guillermo del Toro one. We're talking about the Disney one, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's super creepy, weird. Like,
he's always been that way, man.
I don't like the story of Pinocchio.
Pinocchio's always been creepy. He's always been like creepy, like just weird, creepy. I don't understand it.
What is your infatuation to being a real boy?
I mean, you're wood. You don't get hurt.
You're firewood, bro. Just deal with it.
You don't. If you fall, you don't bleed. Might get chipped a little bit, but.
Oh yeah, man. There's wood glue.
Yeah,
right.
Wood glue, and I'm sure an arm replacement here and there if you need one.
And then we have Tom Hanks, who I love, adore, and admire. One of my favorite actors of all time. Just phones it in. Yeah. Just phones it in, man. I think Robert Zemeckis just called him, was like, hey, I have nobody else to play Geppetto. You want to do this? Sure. I got 2 months before I start filming Otto or something. I can do this, whatever. But it was just not good at all, man. Quite scary and awkward.
Scary and awkward.
I've never liked the story of Pinocchio, and just really mad that Robert Zemeckis didn't help this doomed project, man. Because I was like, okay, Pinocchio, not a fan, but Robert Zemeckis, he is fantastic. Mm-hmm. He does it.
It's just a story that's just. From the roots of the story, it's just not. Never.
When all the kids turn into donkeys and stuff, why are we watching this?
Let me get any other Disney movie, and let's just do something other than Pinocchio.
Well, we're getting The Little Mermaid next year. This year, 2023.
It's got to be better than Pinocchio.
It's got to be better, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so, well, we can agree on that.
We can agree on that.
2 out of 5 we agreed on.
All right, team. Now that that's out the way, you know, and the one thing I'm going to say is Hollywood, do better this year, okay? Let's do the same thing, but this time for our favorite movies of 2022, man. Let's start with you, JV. You're number 10.
All right. So I'll start off with saying I have a number 1. These other ones, they're in kind of in order, but they're not strict on where they're at.
Okay.
So my favorites of this year, number 10, I will bring in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Ooh.
Now for me, I think it's just a love of Thor and that character.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of criticism about this movie, but I always see this movie as like a version of your boy Korg. Like his story, right?
Yeah, we talked about that in the pod.
I feel like this is him telling the story of Thor and just making it kind of ridiculous some of the times.
From his point of view,
yeah. I just like this character and this story and the movies that's come up to this. I don't know. I've watched it quite a few times and I enjoy it.
You know, we get like from Ragnarok to his journey from Ragnarok to Love and Thunder, right?
Ragnarok's still number 1.
Ragnarok's definitely still number 1. But like we get a very like funny, goofy Thor.
Yeah.
And then we get a in the Avengers movies, you know, he's funny. He's actually really hilarious with Rocket. But he's more like got to get the job done, more strong, more powerful. When he finally has like the axe or whatever, he's a badass, like, you know, in Wakanda. And then it almost is like, all right, now that he is, you know, he got fat, he was a badass in game. Yeah. We get back to now Love and Thunder. It's like, you're really goofy again. Mind you, like, I'm right there with you where I really enjoy that because Taika and Kristen Stewart has, you know, both. They have the funny, but they have the action. And I don't need anything that's just like doom and gloom, right? We're still reeling off of what happened in Endgame.
We can get there with another movie.
Of course.
But
if you want
this
that,
was a nice little exit off of that for a little bit.
Yeah.
And just kind of like he's kind of trying to find himself again, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Good deal.
Definitely enjoyed that one.
All right, man. My number 10, and mine are in order, is The Black Phone. Scott Derrickson left Doctor Strange 2 and delivered this amazing horror thriller psychological film.
Yeah. I don't think I caught that one.
It was quite amazing.
All right.
Scary at times, but, you know, you root for your captives of survival at every turn. And then, like, Ethan Hawke, so damn scary in this, man. Like, who the hell knew he can be that scary?
Yeah.
I still remember him from Training Day, right?
Right.
And he was creepy, scary, weird, man. This was a really good movie, man, about surviving, you know, this abduction.
Yeah.
And the kid's performance was just fantastic, bro.
Great. That's awesome.
What's your number 9?
I don't know if you ever caught on Netflix Slumberland.
I did
with
not.
Jason Momoa.
I have not yet.
I remember we talked about it a little bit, and for me, this one was just about him, like his character, and just enjoying. Seemed like he was just having the best time of his life doing this movie.
Good deal.
The supporting cast wasn't a big supporting cast, but everybody else was just as good in their roles and having a fun time. And, you know, because you're in a world of dreams, so it's kind of everything's shifting a lot. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but particularly him in this movie, enjoying his character was something good for me.
Good deal, brother.
What you got?
All right. Number 9, we have Avatar, The Way of Water.
Oh, nice.
I mean, JC is the man. I'm not talking about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ right now. I'm talking about the man, Jimmy James Cameron.
Yeah.
he does no wrong with movies, man. Remember we talking about the other day that like last week how T2 is a perfect movie. Avatar the Way of Water is so much fun, dude.
Yeah.
This movie is just pure blockbuster gold. A beautiful, poignant film about protecting one's family. Like, that's the heartbeat of the movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he did not think after he, was a paraplegic that he would ever have a family.
Right. Or any of this.
Yeah. And definitely none of this. But now that he's in this, he has a beautiful family, and he has to do everything in his power to protect them.
Yeah.
Right. And just like James Cameron does, he makes those political statements. It's also a tale about protecting the ocean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a alien avatar Navi.
There you go.
Having relations with a whale, man. It was like weird, but still beautiful at the same exact time. What was next on your list, brother?
My number 8 on my list, I have to go with Doctor Strange.
Nice.
Multiverse of Madness. Scarlet Witch.
She was badass villain.
Badass in this movie. Scarlet Witch was awesome.
Yeah.
Strange was cool. Wong was awesome.
Wong's always awesome.
Yeah, true. And the kind of step into what we have to come, right? Got a lot of things happening and kind of picking up where some other stuff left off.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good step to get us to where we got coming up next with the next phase.
Oh, yeah.
And we got Charlize Theron at the end.
We did.
Super stoked.
Always can bring her to anything, and it's going to be gold.
Everything.
This it's called, we had the Infinity Saga.
Yes.
You know the title for this saga's name?
The Kang Dynasty?
No, they actually read today that they changed it.
Okay.
It's not the Kang Dynasty.
Oh, boy.
It is the Multiverse Saga.
Oh.
Yeah.
I am even more stoked now.
Right? It's got a dope name to it.
Right.
Good deal, man. All right, so my number 8 is going to be Amsterdam.
I have a feeling our movies are going to be completely different going on.
They always are. They always are. And that's the beauty of like us doing this pod together, man. We have different taste, but we still can come together and appreciate and not appreciate certain movies. Yeah. So Amsterdam, man. This is a tale and a mystery that is just has an amazing cast, man.
Yeah, it was good.
Tight script and just an overall fun time with Christian Bale and John David Washington. Beautiful Margot Robbie, man. Mm-hmm. It's funny at times. It's sad at times. It's poignant. It's actually really timely.
Yeah.
Because there's a underlying political message about the times that we're living in now. And David O. Russell, man, he came back with a vengeance with a great script and great direction with these casts, man. Just a fantastic film.
Oh yeah. All right, I have up my number 7. Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Dude, such a good movie, man.
Such a good movie. I had a good time with this one. Obviously, nostalgia wise.
Yeah.
Bringing in a bunch of the characters we used to watch, chill on Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah.
Early up before school, watching some of these tunes.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought the movie as a whole was a good time.
Yeah.
It didn't really ever sour or really got to a point to where it was just like, okay, we know what we're doing here. We got tunes, we're doing all of that. But every turn was a little different, and it took you all the way to the end. And just seeing these guys in action again, man, and
that damn Will Arnett, man.
Oh, I love Will.
So good.
Yeah. What's on your number 7? Or is that now to your number 6? I'm lost.
I'm on my number 7.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right. Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is about decadence, depravity, over the top, just a time in Hollywood where anything goes and anything went, man. all the sex, the drugs, the rock and roll, the fun times were there.
As long as you're ready when the camera rolled, right? That's all they cared about.
You're there, man.
Yeah.
Man, so like I walked out of Babylon, right, and I thought about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that Quentin Tarantino film he made a couple years ago with Brad Pitt and Leo. Fantastic flick, both of them, right? And it was Quentin Tarantino's love of like the 50s and the 60s Hollywood, right? And this is the love of like that 20s and 30s, that real beginning.
Yeah.
From talkies to the, sound and everything. I just feel like the story about that and their love was more exhibited and did a better job in Babylon. I loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
They just expanded a lot more on that point, right?
Yeah.
They drove that point home this is about movies.
Exactly.
Yeah, and actors.
And then, like, Quentin Tarantino, there were some weird, bizarre things that happened in Babylon, right? Like the whole snake bite thing, venom, blood sucking, kissing, all that stuff. Wild. But, like, Quentin Tarantino, there's always, like, blood and guts and ass at the end of every one of his movies.
Yeah.
And, like, you didn't need that in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but you got that anyway because it's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Of course.
And I think that is what turned me off. Good movie up until that point. But Babylon just kind of keeps it true about movies and the importance of them.
Yeah.
And the influence that the silent films had, and then the talk, how everything kind of progressed throughout the decades, man. That was really cool to see. And
we get way too many movies like that, where it's like, movie's awesome till up to like the last 20, 15 minutes, and then you're just like, all right.
Yep.
You lost me at the end.
Pisses me off.
Yeah. It's not good. Not good.
Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Don't know what the last hour was about. I just knew I just knew my man was under enemy scrotum. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot going on there.
Yeah.
What's your number 6, brother?
All right. My number 6, I have Violent Night.
Ooh, I knew you were going to add this one.
Violent Night.
I still haven't caught it yet, but talk to me.
Yeah, like we said, or when we talked about it before, Violent Night, you just get this, Christmas movie, which we love Christmas movies.
Love them.
You get a sweet story about a little girl and her Christmas. But then you get David Harbour just taking dudes out.
6'4" David Harbour.
With a very tiny amount of Christmas magic. Not an abundance of Christmas magic. A lot of it's just him. Just him and his fists and some other utensils he finds around as he's making his way through this house.
Season's beatings, bro.
So good. So good. Him, John Leguizamo, just so good, man. I just enjoyed that we got a Christmas movie that towed the lines of being messed up.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I thought it was great.
Nice.
It's not a kid's movie by any means. Don't take any little kids there. I feel sorry for the little girl that was on set.
But she's probably scarred for life.
Yeah,
but, whatever.
What you got, man?
All right. So keeping with that holiday theme there.
Oh, sweet.
Got Spirited. It doesn't get any better than Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, man. And a modern take on a Christmas Carol.
I've not got to watch that yet.
Dude, instant holiday classic, all right?
All right.
Because it's a musical.
Yeah.
But it's so good, though.
And both these guys can sing fairly well.
Both of these guys can hold their own. We always knew Will Ferrell could.
Yeah.
Ever since Afternoon Delight, man, we always knew.
What was the other one from Tropic? Was it the basketball movie, the semi-pro?
Oh, Love Me Sexy. Yes, such a good film. Yes.
He just needs to put an album out of all of his movies.
I've always said that, man. I've always said that that would go platinum. That would go platinum in a second, man. If CDs were still a thing.
Yeah.
My gosh, man. But Spirited was really cool, man. Ryan Reynolds plays the Scrooge character.
Mm-hmm.
And Will Ferrell plays one of the ghosts.
Oh my goodness.
And he's one of the three ghosts. And come to find out, he actually is the original Scrooge.
Oh,
that it's based off of. So it's just a great,
it's a wild ride.
Wild ride. Octavia Spencer is in it. She's fantastic. Yeah. Just a great cast, man.
Good.
Just
deal.
A great cast, bro.
Good deal.
Talk to me, man. Number 5 for you.
Sonic 2.
Let's go.
Sonic 2. The first one was great. I had a good time with that one. But this one just took us a little bit further and really concentrated on the characters.
In an adventure. We went on an adventure in this movie.
Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, even Dr. Robotnik. We got to see some good story for all of them.
Yeah.
And lead into a third one very well.
Let's go.
So, just a good time. Just a good time.
Yeah, man. That was a fantastic flick. Yeah. And we will be in the theaters for the third one.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, man. Number 5 for me is going to be Glass Onion. Give me
that's fair.
Another great, fantastic murder mystery from Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
With Daniel Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Just in his swimsuit. The ascot.
Looking good.
Sign me up for that.
Looking good.
I will watch that man in that, bro. I want that outfit, bro. You know what I mean? Man, this was just a fun, amazing, modern Agatha Christie type film. And the big surprise and the big reveal is not where you think it's going to be, man. That was the most fun part. Yeah. Because then you can just watch it, the rest of it, because it's like maybe 30, 45 minutes left. Yeah. And you can just watch it and be like, oh.
I love that particular scene is kind of the practical effects within that scene is just so terrible. The way it plays out for Edward Norton was such a good laugh in my house when I watched it.
I'm so glad. Yeah. So good, man. All right, man. We on number 4, sir.
Number 4. I'm going to go with The Batman.
Ooh.
Number 4. Laura Pax action.
Totally forgot about that movie, that it was 2022.
Yeah.
February, right?
So
yeah, it was early.
A lot of that was just kind of caught off guard.
Agreed.
By the way this movie ended up coming out. But, a lot of people talk about Robert Pattinson basically because he played a vampire in Twilight.
Our Pats, baby.
When, in fact, he's got some pretty solid movies under his belt.
He really does, man.
Solid action movies under his belt. The portrayal of Batman in this one was, I feel, has been like one of the most realistic so far. It's just some down-and-out rich guy.
Trying to make a difference.
His car, all his stuff wasn't like crazy outrageous. It was just like little stuff he could just built there in his little cave.
It's legit year 2 Batman.
Yeah.
And, he has the money and the intelligence to do all this himself. Oh, yeah, that's the biggest thing. He did not like to be called Bruce, man. He wants to be called Batman, the Batman, you know what I mean? The Vengeance is what he wanted to be called. Yeah.
The rawness of the movie, from scene to scene, the fight scenes, everything was just so raw and so real.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Realistic more than a lot of the ones we've seen before, especially the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Freeze. But let's get past that one.
Gotham will freeze.
My boys had ice skates in their boots already. It's whatever.
Man, pull out a bat credit card, okay, dude?
But yeah, for this year, that one came out. I thought, like I said, it was a surprise and just good. Just good at the end of the day.
Awesome.
What you got for number 4?
Number 4, I have The Menu. Dude, I loved this film.
Interesting.
What's
interesting is I feel like if we went from like 1 through 20, I bet we match all these on that 1 through 20 list.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the movies you're saying are like, they're great movies, but it's not like the things I concentrate on. They're not hilarious.
Same.
So that's what's fantastic.
Thor.
Yeah.
Did not make my list. Sonic did not make it, but those are fantastic films.
Yeah.
The Batman. Great film. Yeah. 3 hours, but great film.
Long,
you know what I mean?
But we saw 3 long movies in the last few weeks. So
we did, yes.
It was a lot of time, a lot of screen time.
So the menu, man.
Yeah.
The dinner menu for this movie, dark, haunting, funny, timely, and it takes and dives us into a world we just don't know and understand, man. Like we're not
No clue what's going on.
We enjoy food,
Yeah.
but we're not like upscale foodies.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole dinner party was. And, you know, farm to fresh table and all these terms or whatever, emotions and stuff like that. Everything Nicholas Hoult was saying about the thing, who was hilarious in the film, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a really good time. And the whole time you're just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Sitting in this theater, basically, like his restaurant's a theater.
Yes, exactly.
He's putting on like a play with intertwined with his food. I will say though, this was probably the most enjoyable movie we saw together.
Yes,
because me and you just enjoyed this movie so much.
Yeah, it was so much fun, man. Oh, it was so much fun when he was making that burger, man. Bro, he stacked the cheese.
He stacked the cheese.
He said he was crying. A tear fell.
I thought he was making 2 burgers.
Oh my god!
And he put the patties on top of each other. Oh, it was crazy.
Oh, it was beautiful, man. But like you saw the love of food in this movie, and then like for all the fancy smanchy meals and everything. But then you also saw the love of a chef from his going back to his beginning days by just being a fry chef, being a burger chef, and just making a burger. But it was just like that's love right there, man. That's detail.
Yeah.
That Mark Mylod presented in this movie, man. The menu was just fantastic, bro. We need more. Like I told you, we need more small budget movies that are more intimate, that is more character driven.
Yeah, you can't get maybe much more
maybe not as like crazy and like as wild and dark as it was. Yeah. But I love films like this, man. So, all right, man. Let's go to number 3 for you.
Number 3, Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever. A good, great tribute to great actor.
Fantastic, yeah.
Chadwick Boseman. I felt like it was pretty classy the way they handle it, and not necessarily replacing them, and just a good message a message of respect from the studio for this guy.
Revered, yeah.
Yeah. The movie was fun. It was another long one, another long movie. We got introduced to some new characters, some great battle scenes, pretty good message of like, you know, there's not really a good or bad person in this scenario. It's just like people protecting their home, and they're going to protect their home.
By all means,
no matter who it is, you're going to protect your home, and that may make you look like a bad guy, but you got to protect your people.
Got to do it, man.
Yeah. Number 3 for you, homie.
Bullet Train. Dude. David Lettich is a great director, man.
Bullet Train was great.
Dude, give this director his flowers, okay? Like, he's just a guy who knows cinema and knows what we as the audience want to see, man, right? And does it in a very fun, fast-paced, like, hyper way, man. This movie has proved to, like, you give this man a budget and all he will give you is movie magic, man.
Yeah.
And that's like, I just watched Bullet Train again like a couple nights ago, man. It's on Netflix right now. And just from start to finish, it's just pure gold cinema, man.
Yeah, me and Christina have watched it a few times since dinner too. It's just super fun watch. Like, it's just fun. It's just a good time.
And like you see Brad Pitt, and like who knew Brad Pitt was like semi funny in the Ocean's movies, but he's not really like a comic, like funny lines type guy in his movies, right? A lot of his is like dramas and stuff. But like he was funny in the Ocean's movies, right? But like
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith
was good. Yeah,
but you know, those were coming out of like the situations that was happening.
Yeah, yeah.
This he was just funny, man. Like, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic fun like ride, man. Like this is a 2-hour movie. That's just like a really fun train ride, man. I love it.
Great time.
All right, man. We down to number 2. Talk to me.
Number 2, Top Gun Maverick.
Ooh.
Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick, yes.
We have a gorgeous movie for, you know, watching these guys in these jets and doing these maneuvers and all that. Just such
on the beach
gorgeous
with their
scene.
shirts off and everything.
That's the best one. I wasn't going to bring it up, but yeah, that was good. Tom Cruise, all these guys, man, just put on a hell of a performance.
Yeah.
And then the story playing off of the original seemed to go flawless almost. You know, we all have seen stuff blow up. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I've seen a Michael Bay movie once or twice, whatever.
But yeah, just these guys just performing, the respect and the training they had for this movie. Mm-hmm. And then all the people involved with the movie as well as a whole, really brought it together for me. And like I said, the nostalgia of what happened.
Yeah.
What happened with him. I thought it dropped it into a great time to pick it back up. And to have this predecessor of Goose's son in here as well. So, yeah. What you got for number 2?
Good deal, man. I want to say this about Top Gun Maverick. It did not make my top 10 list, but it is the honorable mention.
That's fair.
That's a perfect movie to me, man. It didn't hit home the way I wanted it to for me, but like that's one that you can go to the cinema. If it's playing in the cinema, that's the only movie playing, I will watch it 10 out of 10 times. It's just fun.
That's fair, I guess.
It's so much fun, man.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah.
My number 2 is going to be Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
There you
go. For me, might even be better than the first movie, man. This isn't a comic book movie, right? They did not set out to make a comic book movie. This is a cinematic piece of artwork for the ages, man. Wakanda's beautiful, right? Talokan is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That one monologue when Angela Bassett is just like, what more do I need to do? Like, gave everything, right? So good. Straight fire. Good. And you feel her, man.
Yeah.
You want to give her everything.
You gave me goosebumps right now when you reminded me of it.
Hey, man, give me the Oscar, baby. Let's go. Me and her can share that bad boy. But like you said, man, this is a movie that kind of shows why the villain or the antagonist does what he or she does, right?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness was fantastic because you understood what Wanda was doing and why.
Exactly.
Right? It wasn't just like a, wahaha, I want to rule the world or do something like that, right?
Yeah.
She wants her damn kids. Real or not real, she wants them. She longs for them.
Yeah, that's, was she a villain? That's kind of up to you to decide if she's a villain. Right?
And that's the same thing with Neymar here, man. Yeah. He is protecting his people. And this movie kind of rhymed, right? Everything that Wakanda had Talokan kind of had it too. They had the tech, right? They had their like rituals and their king or queen or whatever, right? They had their symbol and stuff like that, man. It was a real rhyming to show that we are more alike than we are separate, man. And that's the beautiful thing, man. That movie was just very timely and very important, man. That's how you can make my list about being more than just a movie, giving a great message.
Gotcha. Yep.
That's what that does, man. All right, man. We are here.
Oh boy.
Number 1.
Let's led up to this.
Number 1. Talk to me, man.
Studio 666.
Get out of here. I totally forgot about that movie, dude.
And the Foo Fighters movie. Oh, man.
I forgot who I was just talking to about this movie, man. Like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And when we were creating these top 10, I totally forgot about that. Like, talk to me, man.
Well, Foo Fighters, one of my favorite bands.
One of the best bands ever.
Rest in peace to Taylor Hawkins.
Yes, sir.
Drummer. We got Dave Grohl, who's been around for a minute, and, he's a funny dude.
He really is.
He's hilarious.
It always has been. Like, it's just...
And he's just a guy who just enjoys his life. Who enjoys his family, he enjoys making music, and enjoys doing these types of things. And it showed in the movie. And really the whole band was a lot more fantastic than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be kind of practical stuff, but even that being said, it was still pretty fun, and it looked good. They did justice to that genre of movie.
They leaned into the campy, weird, scary, man. And it was fun.
It was fun and it was funny.
Yeah,
super funny. But yeah, man, I've been wanting to see this one again, so
yeah,
we're going to be purchasing this one here soon.
Oh wow,
get me an old Blu-ray on this guy.
Buy you a good old VHS copy of it,
man. So yeah, this is one I've had on my mind for a while, and it's gonna be my number one for the year.
Dope.
Yeah, man. What you got?
We watched that early on. That was like first quarter,
that was pretty early. Yeah.
Good deal.
Number one.
All right, man. My number one is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Oh wow.
Did you catch that?
I have not.
Bro, this is a perfect movie, man.
That's kind of like your TV show list.
Yeah.
Some of these movies are my list because I end up watching more TV shows than I do movies sometimes.
I got you. So this is a perfect movie, and by that I mean it has everything you want in cinema, man. It's a love story.
Yeah.
There's action, there's drama, there's family intrigue, man. There's a horror element to it, right? And it's just a beautifully done movie, and it's timely, and it's telling you a story. But like, take out all the action, take out all the science fiction, man, and you're left with a film about a daughter who just wants to be accepted by her mother, and a mother who inquires how her life would have been like if she didn't get married, if she didn't have a kid.
Yeah.
This is a film for everybody, everywhere, all at once, man. Right? Nice. I don't want to spoil too much about it, but I highly recommend everybody watch this film. So good, man.
Good deal.
All right, team. So that is our conversation about our top 10 flicks.
Yeah.
JV, we're going to discuss quickly our top 3 most anticipated films of 2023. But before we do that, man, let's jump down here and just give me your overall thoughts and ratings on 2022 in film, man. It doesn't have to be anything long. It doesn't have to be, a 5-page essay. Just your overall thoughts.
This year brought us quite a bit of science fiction.
Yeah.
Lots of science fiction movies. From the comic books to just tunes to all that stuff. It was all right.
Okay.
It was an all right year. I definitely enjoyed, like I said, the ones I put up here and a lot more of them. But I don't know if we had too many that were really going to stick out for the year.
Yeah.
You got some years, some decades that have some movies that just never go. Terminator. That's forever.
I mean, 2008, we had Tropic Thunder, Iron Man, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best years of cinema ever. I mean, just those 3 movies alone.
Yeah. And we had a few this year as well. But overall, man, we saw a lot of movies. We talked about a lot of movies that weren't part of this year.
Yeah.
But the year as a whole, like I said, I don't think it was nothing that's going to be. This year's not going to be talked about for a long time.
Gotcha.
A few select movies are, but
if you were to give 2022 a rating as far as buckets of popcorn, what would you give it? How many buckets?
It'd probably be $3 popcorn for that year.
I hear you.
Pretty solid year, but nothing wild, I don't think. What about you?
This year, man, overall thoughts, we got another Batman movie.
We did?
Nobody wanted it, but we got it, and we all enjoyed it.
Really didn't want it.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted that movie at all.
Yeah. But we got it, and we all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it blew our minds with how great the movie was.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we got a detective film instead of like a beat-em-up.
Yeah.
Action, spectacular movie. It was more dark, somber, neo-noir is the term, right? You're right. We got a lot of sci-fi, man.
A lot.
And I love that so much.
Same.
Give me the funny.
Yeah.
And I love dark humor, man. We got a lot of that across the spectrum in a lot of the movies that we watched, man.
I really wish we would have got more solid comedy movies this year.
You know, comedy is one of the hardest genres. Anybody can do a quick slasher film.
Yeah.
Because people will go to a slasher film as a date night and just call it a day.
Yeah.
That's how slasher films make, because your girl's gonna be close to you, whatever, or your guy's gonna be close to you, whatever, and they're gonna be like, oh, I'm scared, whatever. So it's a good, easy money thing.
Agreed.
Comedies, man, I honestly don't know if there's been a better comedy since like The Hangover. And I know that's tough, but like that's comedy gold. Comedies are tough to write, man.
So with The Hangover, they did a great mix of funny and a little bit of action.
Yeah.
Enough to where it wasn't over the top, but it didn't get boring with just like dialogue. And I think that's where your line is, right? You gotta have stuff to keep you entertained in between the funniness.
Yes.
You can't just be funny.
I want to see funny. There was funny during those action scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Chow was literally all my man's. Like that's considered an action scene.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it was funny throughout. So
yeah.
All the chase scenes and everything, man. Comedy's tough, and I wish that there was more.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. We
yeah.
did get a lot of poignant, timely films that tell a story and the reason why the writer director did this movie at this time, right?
And there's probably a lot of good stuff that flew under the radar.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
we can't watch everything.
We're talking 20 movies right now between the both of us.
Yeah.
Out of no telling how many that we don't even know about.
A lot.
Yes, it's a bunch.
Hundreds and hundreds of films.
So I'm sure there's some in there that are probably better than all of these.
Yeah.
They just don't have the budget to do what they do, and that's how it goes, right?
Yes, sir. But I will say this, man. Off the strength of Maverick, Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Avatar 2. Wakanda Forever.
I keep forgetting Avatar came out like right there at the end of the year.
Did, right?
Yeah.
And I think Babylon, even though it's got like it did horrible at the box office, is going to be a movie that's remembered for a very, very long time. Off the strength of those films and a couple others, you know what I mean? Exactly. It's a beautiful scene. This year, I give it 4 buckets of popcorn, man. This was a better year than 2021.
Agreed.
And I think, it brought, especially with the strength of Top Gun Maverick, it brought people back into the cinemas, man.
That was definitely this year.
We started with Top Gun Maverick. We ended with Avatar, man. People are in the theaters again. And, that's all me and you really care about.
Right.
I love people in the theater, man. That's one of these movies to make. I don't want everything to go to streaming.
I love walking out of a movie and just being like, that was a good movie.
That was awesome, yes.
That's all I want.
That's it.
I don't want to walk out and be like, that was the worst thing ever.
That's how you walked out of Megan, right?
Even though, that's enjoyable at the same time. Sometimes Megan was that movie. It was enjoyable, but I walked out. My wife walked out. And we're like, that was not the greatest movie, but I still enjoyed a good watch. I watched it.
All right, brother. Real quick, man, before we wrap up this season, what are your top 3 movies you're looking forward to this year, 2023? And you know what? Just give me all 3, and I'll give you mine.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to that. Obviously, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Here we go.
Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Dude, I'm looking for. It's not on my list, but I actually am looking forward to that flick, man.
Yeah, there's some pretty good ones coming out.
Yeah, excited. For me, Oppenheimer, another Christopher Nolan flick. I'm there, done.
Right.
Enough said. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This might be the most insane Ant-Man movie yet, and with Jonathan Majors as our big bad baddie boy,
so good.
I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dune 2. Dune Part 2.
Yep.
We just did Prisoners. Denis Villeneuve returns in the world of Dune, and looks like this movie will even more stunning and beautiful. Yeah. And I get to stare at the beautiful Rebecca Ferguson for 3 hours. Like, I'm not, opposed to that ever. So those 3 movies, man, are going to be fantastic. Really excited.
Got a couple runners up there?
Transformers is my runner-up, dude. It's up there. What about you?
Ghostbusters Afterlife 2.
They are doing another one, though. I knew they were going to do a sequel. It is coming this year, too. Yeah. Really excited, man. So. And obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be dope. So. All right, team. Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode, talking through all the movies of 2022. At least the ones that we liked, hated, and, Next week, we will be discussing absolutely nothing. We'll be back here in a few short weeks, team, with a brand new pod, some amazing guests, and some good movies. And some god-awful movies as well.
Be sure to subscribe to all our socials. Keep up with us in season 5.
Oh, yeah. Like always, team, I'm Clyde Smith. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as I am Clyde D. Smith.
I'm Javier Villalobos. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.